So I made a video. And I'm sure you're here, you're probably familiar with the how to win video. And I made this like video, I don't even know, like right after Genesis, which was the beginning of this year. And that was before Game & Watch even took over, right? Like even took over like a lot of things, or like a lot of these characters started getting centralized. And I feel like I wanted to make this tier list specifically because we are basically in year 5 plus in my head, I think, of this game, and a lot of the meta and the characters are starting to get higher and peak out. We're starting to see a lot of optimizations, and the how to win video put it in the easiest way possible. Anyone could just, you know what I mean, like do it. Because for a lot of the other characters that aren't integrated to that like how to win tier list, like, you know, the characters at the bottom that are still very good but like take a lot of work, it takes like an insane pilot to even like have those things even come out. Unless you see people like Webb where he's hitting all these confirms, or without me and Yumeki pushing Peach and Daisy, and you don't get to see these like footstool combos, these like tournament like turnip combos, you don't get to see these type of things, right? So it takes a very special pilot to do these type of things. I have prepared for you today a tier list, and I'm gonna be going from the bottom to the top. And I have these ideas based on not only how strong a character is, but also how the character is being pushed and like we are currently seeing. I roughly tried to count like how many characters I had on there, and of course like I try to group the echoes together sometimes too. So I think I counted 82. All right, go. So here we have the amazing tier. So Shulk is number 16. I think this is where you start getting to like the really crazy characters that are just like really crazy, and like the counterplay gets a lot harder up here. Shulk, super cracked character. He's a bit preemptive, but like the amount of cheating this character does on like hit stun, like getting out of hit stun, being able to like jump Monado and like go out there edge guard, super speed mode, super safe nair, humongous nair. It's like even like safe on parry even if you parry it. And then like the canceling, you can cancel mid thing, and like Ramses is showing me all these things you can malk. Like you can up air, and then mid up air you can switch and then like cancel, make the up air safer, and all these other things like that. Smash Monado is just cheap, like genuinely cheap. Up B out of shield is cheap. It scoops like from below the ledge, it kills you really early. Like genuinely just like the most modded character you can ever think of. And there's so much more potential. There is not that many Shulk mains that like push the character how the character can be pushed. I played Ramses and I saw Ramses doing all the things. I was like, this is what they should be doing, and they don't do it. And Shulk is just begging for a player to want to push the tech and be good. Most of the Shulks play pretty like quote unquote fundamentally, and they just use their little Monados when they think like it's convenient to scam or like that. But they don't have setups like Ramses does, or like they play Ramses like setups and stuff like that. So like there's just so much you can do. And like the confirms, the dial storage and stuff like that, where they can hit moves and then dial storage into the Smash Monado and kill you, and have like genuine combos that kill you and stuff like that. Just so much untapped stuff that they just don't do. Really crazy character. I think this character does really good against Game & Watch. He can fight Steve. He loses to Rob. He does really good against like Peach. He loses to like Snake and stuff like that. But against a lot of characters below him, he's doing amazing. He's like breaking out a lot of these things they have. He's edgeguarding most of these characters. His edgeguard is insane. Like his forward air is just so big and covers so much space, and he can just swing it over and over. It hits your 2-frame too. He beats a lot of characters down there, like ZSS. Like they're just struggling with him. Really, really crazy character. There's not even that much more to say, like besides all his tech. I can't even do justice on how much tech this character has to talk about it. But I've seen the darkness, and I don't want to go back there. So, that's my number 16. Look, is crazy. All right, number 15. This is our top 15. Cloud at 15. It's honestly very impressive to me. Spargo is so dominant at some point with a character like this. He's a little too fragile to be like that much higher, and he doesn't even get that much because of like his stagnation and pressure. Like the ways you have to back air and space out the timings and then like use the cross slash and the timings is not even like a consistent flow of pressure. He has great movement, limit is great, but like the preemptive nature of like fair and the way he can even be edge guarded and stuff like that, like it's kind of rough at some points, but he is super broken. He's probably one of the best denial characters in the game. It's not that he's like overtly like oppressing you most of the time, but he just denies what you want to do because he just flies around so fast and he gets to use all these like big moves all the time that you don't really get to do what you want to do, which is why like all the little gimmicky like zoners and stuff like that, he just shuts them down, and all these other things like that. All the characters that want to get in, he shuts them down, all those things like that. Limit's good, but you know, it runs out, it's only for a time, and he has to manage the bar, and he could just get hit twice and lose. Up B doesn't snap, so some characters, again, like we're talking about some really weird characters lower that are edge guarding this character, like Ridley, Meta Knight, Wolf, Banjo Cloud, really hard unironically. It's really dumb. It shouldn't be that hard. There's a lot of characters down there that are really good at hitting him because he doesn't snap and he just gets hit by all these different things and he just dies instantly. So yeah, but again, Saibi, super good move. His aerials are all amazing. His movement is amazing. Smash attacks, like up smash, one of the greatest up smashes in the game since it got buffed. Dash attack, so strong. Great hurtbox shifting. He's just such a cheap character with his hurtbox shifting. All his animations, like his jab pulls him back immediately, like all these things, up air, hurtbox shifting, all these other things like that. I think if his up air was slightly more disjointed and it didn't trade all the time, he'd be so much more broken. But really crazy character with so much mobility. He can like push really hard. One of the few characters that you see like chase Pac-Man into the blast zone and back air him out there with like limit, mobility, and stuff like that. So really crazy potential to chase people and do other things like that when he has like limit in those modes. There's a lot of burst, a lot of timing differences on the limit pressure. So a good player can make these things shine with timing differences. Obviously, Spargo's already shown that off. But I think it's pretty hard. I think Spargo is like so good, but it's just so hard to be that consistent, as consistent as like Mia and Akola, because like his character's just not built like those characters, you know? Like, I don't know how else to say it, but Cloud is not like that. Cloud is just not like that. If you think Cloud is like those, like Steve, like I don't know what to say. It's not like that. Anyways, number 14, I have Min Min. I think Min Min is one of the most polarizing characters in the game. It's just insane. She has some crazy hurtbox shifting. Her down tilt, she goes under things. She has a crazy burst, a crazy dash tech for some reason. Her normals are honestly like absurd. Her stats are just really bad, like her mobility, like her airspeed, and other things like that. Her dash tech is faster than her like run speed. Her drift is really bad too, so her recovery gets a little like iffy. If she couldn't like cover herself with like so many arms, it wouldn't be like as hard to edge guard her and stuff like that. But like again, being able to move around while swinging all those things, so polarizing. And being able to like fall off the stage and swing twice and jump and stuff like that, like how you see Proto go off stage and push the Min edge guarding, so insane. The two framing on this character, some of the best with the Ram. And yeah, she has some of the best like I play my game, you don't get to play your game at all in the game, and she can really prey on a lot of characters with bad recoveries too. Like again, she can catch Cloud slipping and all it takes is one hit and he's done for. She abuses characters like Terry so hard. And a lot of your characters can't even get in on her because of how she can mix up the tempo with her 1-2. The Ram covers so much airspace too. And yeah, she's got great normals. Just like the up smash out of shield, they had to nerf all that because it was so crazy. And the Ram Nair, no one talks about that. She's mashing it like 3 times in one jump, and she still like deletes like most of the cast in the game. Like they can't really play or do anything. It's really tough. She does get shut down by a few characters. Like I think Bayo shuts her down. Fox shuts her down. But it's funny because you would think Mithra would rush her down and shut her down, but the Mithra Min Min matchup is actually disturbingly hard, and you just like lose. Sheik shuts her down, Greninja shuts her down. Yeah, a couple characters like that. Apparently, Corrin does, according to Neo and Puff. Even Puff. Puff hitboxes do that. ZSS is really good against her. Meta Knight is really good against her. Yeah, there's a few odd characters that are really good against her, but everything else, she just shuts them down so hard. I think Pikachu's pretty good against her too, because the corner carrying. Yeah, Diddy's pretty tough too, because the Transcendence on the banana. But otherwise than that, like, dude, she's like destroying all these other characters so badly. It's not even close. So yeah, I think Min Min super strong, loses to a couple characters, but super strong. And oh, she also loses to Rob, which is a big one. I think people need to understand that the most common bracket characters to find are like Rob, Steve, and Snake. So that is a pretty important measure. But she does good versus Snake. That's also good too. Number 13. I have Pikachu here. And Esam's gonna be so mad, and Shiny Mark's gonna be so mad. Like, oh my god, my top 5 character. But again, like, I think this character has such low airspeed in the air. He doesn't have a straight kill move. He's really weak in the air, and everything relies on him stringing something crazy on you in the air to do that. He has little range. He's actually one of the characters you can trade with a lot and box him. So like, the character's best move is like T-Jolt and like camping and like him relying on timing you out and all these other things like that. But there's a lot of characters that if you're too handsy, he boxes you, like they box you too hard. So like he's struggled like with Ness and Yoshi and Peach. He can't really get his hands on Sonic a lot of the times. It's hard to do that. You can kind of T-Jolt and do it, but it's like still difficult. It's a pretty uphill battle. Snake can hang with him all the time. So much kill power. He's so light, and Snake's grenades help out with all the nonsense. What's it called? Steve is hard for him. He has all these multi-hit aerials, and he can't really hit through like the carts and all these other nonsenses like that. So it's like those are, and Game & Watch destroys him. So like these are like, I named like 3 of like the most popular top tier characters that like beat Sonic. And like, yeah, he's really small. I mean, beat Pikachu pretty like badly, whether they want to admit it or not. Not badly, but like it's not that great. And Mario does pretty good too, right? So there's a lot of characters that are like fighting back and stuff like that. And even like other projectile users. Even like Rosalina is fighting Pikachu pretty hard. So yeah, like he's just shooting T-Jolts and he kind of just hopes you run into them and play his little set play game. But if you kind of disengage from it, know how to hit through them, and like just don't play into the whole like T-Jolt thing, like he kind of falls off in terms of it. And even big characters like Bayo can fight him, because as soon as he leaves the air, because he tries to chase you to like hit you and stuff like that, he's pretty exploitable. He gets juggled pretty hard. And then yeah, he's light and he doesn't have that much kill power, so you can just spam jump versus him over and over and over and he'll just die. I've seen even Kazuya just out tank all his stuff and then just like kill him, so it's pretty tough. But again, there's some insane things you can do. You can bridge. Characters still like pretty broken with like easy access to like back airing bridges, and he's got corner carries. He'll just kill characters like Min Min. But even like Cloud Pikachu, I've seen like Cloud just out neutral Pikachu because he gets outranged too hard to even get a like solid hit. Pikachu gets shut down by Pac-Man too, by the way. So yeah, and he like Samus can fight Pikachu really hard also. But most characters, like Pikachu is one of the best edge guarders in the game, which is why he's so high. Some of the best edge guarding. He's got great timeout strats. T-Jolt's broken. His out of shield's insane, and his combos are also very crazy. And the pancaking, it's pretty hard to hit him. And he's got some decent kill power and those things like dash attack and stuff like that if you're on the floor. And it's got good frame data too. So yeah, it's pretty hard to catch him slipping because he's so safe all the time. But that's pretty much it. Alright, number 12, I have Bayo at number 12. And that might be pretty high for a lot of people, but I think Bayo is really good. Like, really good. She's probably one of the most, like, unfair characters in the game, especially with like new developments that she's been hitting. Like watching Lima almost double like which strike someone off the top, like Onan off the top at like 35 is like insane. Her forward air, one of the most broken moves in the game. You can continue it. It confirms into like a billion damage. She taps you with literally anything, down tilt, forward air, any of these, and you will just take like 8 billion. Like it's crazy that this is one of the characters that can keep up in damage, like hit for hit with like Sonic and like Game Watch type damage exchange. But she gets it off of genuinely nothing. Like genuinely nothing. Like any tilt, like genuinely all her tilts except for all her normals except for jab combo. Forward tilt combos now, up tilt combos, down tilt just does a million. So it's like she does that, down tilt her box shifts, up tilt literally gets you killed. Up tilt confirms into back air for super long, probably even longer than Falco. So she has a kill confirm in that. It's an active hitbox in the front too, so you can use it for like neutral get-ups and stuff like that. She has footstool potential. She has something that the Bales haven't even done yet. They've been doing footstool dive kick, but you can do footstool down air, but you can do footstool dive kick and you can do it either direction, and they have to read the direction you're gonna do it in, because you can mix their DI and you can get footstool back air if they DI like incorrectly, and you can literally do it left or right, so they can't even react to which direction to DI. So yeah, she has the best air-to-air burst in the game in ABK. Not a lot of characters have that they can even do out of shield. She has a frame 6 switch twist, and then all these things lead to combos. The burst out of shield, the ABK, and the up B all lead into combos. She's crazy. One of the best like edge guarders, and then we haven't even talked about her combo potential. Her denial potential. Like she gets out of combos with bats all the time. She has a like frame 1 dodge in the air, so it's really hard to combo her a lot of the times. And for the most part, Witch Time is such a specific tool that shuts down so many tools. So many tools. It destroys. It's one of the only moves that completely beats Minecart, like just wins the situation. It like imagine like Joker's gunning. Not characters can't even punish Joker for using gun like hard. It's like maybe you jumped over it and he missed completely, but like she Witch Time's gun and he dies. Like, do people not understand? Like you can jab Witch Time and die. Like the risk reward on that move is insane. She has one of the most broken disadvantages in the game. She doesn't get ledge trapped by bombs or any of that nonsense. Like she just flies past all of that. And any character that gets like has airborne gameplay, she just destroys them. Like Pac-Man just gets picked apart in the air. Floaties get picked apart. You can't land. And any character that has a jump for her gameplay, she just side Bs. And she cannot, like, you just can't jump. She can react to your jumps and reactively just side B you. She just shuts like so many characters down. Like you can't use preemptive projectiles. You'll get witch timed. So you can't even use like Belmont Cross and all these other things like that. Banjo Grenade. It shuts down all these single player tools that everyone always sets up. She just denies all of them. She has a crazy advantage state. She has a crazy disadvantage state. She has out of shield options, and some of the most insane advantage state edge guarding. Like you've seen Lima go out there and carry people. You have to sequence it, and she's kind of hard to play, and you kind of have to learn a lot with Bayo. You have to master Bayo. Like you have to know everything about this character to play her really well, and you have to be able to follow the SDI and other things like that. But once you do, she's so cracked. She's just so cracked, and she's genuinely not fair. People like DeBuzz have been seeing it lately. Like Bayo just runs through Rosalina's defenses. She destroys characters like Hero, where he wants to like set up and do all these things like that. She just flies and destroys him. She flies like she's an Avenger. She can punish characters like Wario hard enough. She keeps up the hit with like Kazuya. So crazy. And it's like Bayo Snake should be like unplayable, but like Witch Time and like other things make it so that like it's low-key playable. And like Lima has been showing that off, how like well he's been doing that. It's a hard matchup still, but like the fact that she has so many tools to make it like so crazy is just like she's such a crazy character. She's such a crazy character. And the characters she has a harder time with are the like less popular nowadays. Like Joker is kind of annoying because like how like tiny he is and like he runs around, all these things like that. Fox is pretty hard, but that's like a not very popular character. Mithra is kind of hard. But even matchups like Diddy have been getting even easier just because like she can just air camp and take the air to airs, get punished by Diddy in the air, and just win. Same thing for Pikachu. Those used to be like thought about like hard matchups, but like she just beats characters like Min Min, and I can see her being even higher because the biggest reason I think Bayo's so good is she's so anti-meta. I think she is so close to genuinely just beating Steve. She beats Rob probably, and she can keep up with Sonic, and she can keep up with Game & Watch too. And like she's like hard, it's like hard against like Inkling and stuff like that. So a lot of the characters like she's like harder against like don't even exist anymore. So she's the definition of like anti-meta to me. So she's really up there. Shulk is kind of hard for her too, but no one plays that character either. So again, like Bayo is really up there. Bayo is really up there. She does good against so many of these characters. Broken character, genuinely broken. Okay, number 11, I believe. I have Wario, number 11. This character is so broken. It's just like he's ground confirming into it, and like the air mobility is not fair. He's so durable. He's super heavy. He's really tiny. He can confirm into like waft that charges passively, and the full waft has armor, and you can use it in different ways. Like he can just stand in front of your recovery, like he did the Parasol, and just like waft and take the extra hit lag of your hit and armor it and kill you, and it just kills you at like 30. You've seen Gluto rob people many a times. This character is one of the most adaptable characters. He's small, he can defend himself, he has amazing frame data, up B out of shield, he's always just forward airing, nairing out of shield, up B, ground moves, 2 framing moves like forward tilt, one of the best recoveries, super durable, items, for like ledge traps and stuff like that, charges a passive insta kill confirm, a killing dash attack, a confirm into said killing dash attack, 2 of them actually, throw combos. He's so flexible. He's like so flexible, and some of the highest airspeed in the game gives you so much drift to be able to play around with a command grab on top of it. The only thing is he gets out nuked if the pacing gets a little too fast. Like sometimes he can have a hard time versus Shotos, or like Terry's kind of hard when he runs up and presses the issue, and he struggles against like Sonic, Game & Watch, and all of these characters. Like Snake is not even that simple. Kazuya is pretty hard, but he edgeguards characters like to hell. Like Cloud can get edgeguarded to hell. Fox gets hit really hard. What's it called? Mithra gets hit hard even sometimes. Like I'm getting edgeguarded by like Wario. It doesn't really make sense. Pac-Man is pretty hard for Wario too. I think Hero out cheeses Wario too hard for the pacing to be there. There's a few specific matchups that Wario is like hard against, but for the most part, this character is so adaptable, so durable, and so broken that like if you fight this character by any normal means, this character is like so much better than you in every way, like every way possible. And this is one of those characters that you're not going to see doing well just because people don't know how to use air speed. But once you master airspeed, this character is genuinely not fair. Because in disadvantage, like you can't even keep him in disadvantage because airspeed is too fast. Too many mix-ups. And then if you get tapped once the wrong way, you just die instantly. And if you get half wafted, the pacing of the game, you'll probably get like a full waft and a half waft, or like almost 3 half wafts in a game. It gets crazy. Like the way Tweak used to play his character and just camp you the entire time until he got the waft, until he would just die. Insane. Because it's too hard to engage with Wario while he's jumping back with all that airspeed. And if you move into him, you're just asking to get hit and you just die. And only the best edgeguarders in the game, only like the top 3 best edgeguarders in the game can ever mess with Bike off stage and all his like recovery options and stuff like that. So this character is just so broken. It's not even funny. Gluto's not sneaky. He's not some low tier hero. Wario's so cheap. Wario's so cheap. Alright, number 10, I have Kazuya. A little weird placement. I think Kazuya's super one of the most polarizing characters in the game. Super broken. One of the easiest characters to win with if you just know how to do the combos and stuff like that. You can be really pig-headed with this character. He tanks so much. He's so heavy. You get 4 rage drives. You get like 3 rage drives a stock. I mean a game because you get 3 stocks. And he's gonna live till then because there's just no way. It's so hard to nuke Kazuya before 100. His recovery is super durable. It's not even easy to like mess with him. And his normals are so broken. Like people think like, oh, like just mess with him. There's a reason he's jumping in with double fair because it's a really broken move. Up air is one of the best moves in the game. It's an invincible up air, frame 4, combo breaks. Like it's genuinely so broken. Hurt block shifts away, and it just completely contests moves. And yeah, just fighting him on the ground is not even real. Like his dash plus his other things like that, people are genuinely just sitting here threading the needle trying to even hit the character once. And if you can't perfect advantage state this character to death, good luck. Like genuinely good luck. He just destroys certain characters like outright. You can't really do anything. Like people say, oh, use a low, but at some points of the electric, there's full body invincibility and it won't even work. And then there's such little lag that like he'll just swing full body invincible you. If your Roy down tilt goes through it, you're getting true punish down tilted again. I mean electric again, and you just die instantly. And there's not really anything you can do. If there's no like platform to save you or whatever else like that, you're just dead. You have to play so squirrely and try to play so hard around these characters. And he just kills you. And he gets it off grab, electric. He can miss the electric and then a true electric out of it. Tons of moves to get out of. Really hard to keep this character in disadvantage if you're not one of the like 10 characters that can perfectly advantage state him. And yeah, and most of the time, even if you can hit him a lot, like Pikachu can combo him a lot, he's just probably gonna face tank it because he weighs like 10,000 kilos. Yeah, not much to say. Super destructive character. You've all seen it. People just blow up really fast. And yeah, he has some of the like craziest like angles with his moves. Like you saw Brittles just get Gates of Hell at literally 0 and die. You can get down B suicide traded off the side. You've seen some people do that. T like camp the town platform and just try to down B you and pull you off the stage and kill you. Yep, that's how it is. But again, like I think if you do it right, the character kind of caps out. Because the character is kind of capped out. Like all the times the Kazuya's like more like developments, they're like, okay, like I can do this route to kill you instead. It's like, okay, you were already killing people, but it's like, how are you gonna hit them? And like at the end of the day, like Kazuya hitting you is still like a little bit of an execution check for you to just avoid the hit. So a lot of characters can actually keep up for hit with him. So it's like Bayo, as long as you get a tap on him, you can keep him in disadvantage state. Min can hit him really hard. Peach hits him really hard. Fox hits him pretty hard. Mithra can run around, hit him pretty hard. Snake is okay at that too. Rob can hit and run pretty well. Sonic can't even hit Sonic at all. Game Watch blenders him completely. And Steve, like, they've never even won that matchup ever because Steve can just block and run away forever. So again, like characters above him, kind of just keep him down there like that. Even Mega Man can run away, rush, camp, and like do all these things like that. So there's a few characters that are pretty good against him, even while being a little lower. Diddy's okay at it too. Sheik is pretty good at playing squirrely, and she can combo him super hard. So yeah, there's a few characters. Corrin keeps him checked. He gets tapped once, he gets blendered. We've all seen that, and she can whiff punish really well with the pin. So there's a few things that like that. Oh, even Greninja. Greninja can dash tech him really well, and Greninja is like considered like a low, even with his dash tech, and just like keeps him disadvantaged super well. So yeah, there's a few things like that. All right, number 9 we have Joker. Joker is really good. He just, I don't know, he struggles with certain like characters. Like Pikachu is pretty hard for Joker, and honestly a lot of these top tiers are a little harder for Joker. It's like when you're fighting against Sonic, pretty hard. He loses to Rob and Sonic, but I think he does okay versus Snake. Is kind of tricky, and I think he's okay versus Steve. Game Watch might be a little tricky, but yeah, again, like Joker versus like, it's so annoying versus certain things like Pac-Man and Mega Man, Inkling, Pikachu. All of these characters can be really tough for Joker, and the characters he does well against are like worse now, so it's not really that impressive anymore. He's still super slippery and has like room for optimization, and he's doing that like You know, he can get all the combos. There's a lot of cracked combos you can do with all the like drag down stuff, the up air loops, a lot of crazy stuff. He still has like his fair one stuff, smash attacks, Arsene's still a thing, of course. Tetrakarn's crazy, one of the fastest counters, frame 4 counter, and then Rebel's Guard being frame 3, also super insane. Bullet, I mean, gun is such a broken move. It is such a, like, it's one of the best conditioning tools in the game. Transcendent, landing tool, edge guard, super impressive tool, and one of the like best hurt box shifters in the game. This character is so tiny and he just hurt box shifts, dashing, using a nair, he curls up into the tiny ball, super hard to hit him. And his moveset complements itself because it staggers its timings for you. So it's like he uses a move and then here's a multi-hit in the forward tilt, and then there's a nair that delays itself for you, and then there's a quick back air, and then he's just consistently grabbing you while having like amazing dash grab and stuff like that, and amazing dash grab combos. So lots of things. A little inconsistent because of the whole, like, you know, you lose Arsene and sometimes he can't keep up if he doesn't have Arsene, and then all of the characters above him hit you really hard, a lot of percent at mid percent. So even characters like Bayo, Game & Watch, Sonic, when you're at 60 and you get Arsene finally, and you get hit by another spin dash or Game & Watch move, you're gonna get hit for another, like, you know, like a whole advantage state from Sonic, like a whole like spin dash into fair. You probably lose like almost all your meter. Same thing for Bayo. You take a Bayo combo from Bayo while you have Arsene, you lose like most of your meter. A lot of these characters have a lot of long strings. Like Mithra is gonna string you for a really long time, and you're gonna lose a lot of meter. So it makes for like a lot of inconsistency. And even then, when you have meter and you have Arsene out, the recovery is a lot worse. And a lot of characters above him too, like Sonic, Game & Watch, and Bayo. Bayo's not above, but these characters actually edgeguard Joker without the tether. I mean, without the Arsene. With the tether, he can get gimped really early by these characters that can go super deep and just start swinging. Like Bayo can just like tap him, wait for him to tether, up B, flush him again, tap him again, like, and he's just dead. Same thing for Game & Watch, back air, back air, back air, back air, you know what I mean? So that hurts with the consistency because his up B 2-frame is pretty easy to hit, and it's more than 2 frames. It's like really lenient to hit it, actually. And he doesn't have anything super cheesy to get off ledge. He has a good jump from ledge, but in terms of like fighting characters like Samus, he'll get stuck at ledge and stuff like that. He doesn't have anything to deny like Palu. Even Palu can like warp off the ledge and stuff like that, but he gets stuck on the ledge on like some of these other characters too that are like really broken. So that's the tough part for Joe. But still a very good character, strong Arsene. You don't need to know anything else about that. Also confirms, but he needs things to line up, and he has precision involved. So if the character takes precision to hit him, like, it's like really impossible to hit Game & Watch and Sonic with like precise moves. Same thing with like Steve, because they just deny all of them all the time by using like all their moves in general. You can hit Rob with them, which is a little bit different, but like you like trying to hit a fair one on some of these top tiers is just not real. It's just not real if you've even tried it. So yeah. Anyways, number 8, Peach herself. Peach herself. I think Peach is a really good character that takes a lot of optimizations. We've made so much progress. ADC, BE, we're getting Z drops, or footstooling, or really pushing it. She's got some of the best boxing, some of the best mid-range in the game you can even like imagine. She is a little limited because she's still like all her mid-ranging doesn't really work against projectiles. So she's still struggling with all those weird little projectiles and all these weird characters. Some of the best juggling. Her upper is amazing. She's got mix-ups, downer mix-ups, and she's got some of the craziest ledge trapping, pressure, like all these other things like that. But it's just too easy to disengage from her, and her kill power is a little low if you're not hitting all the crazy cracked stuff. And again, all the stuff requires her to be like hit precise stuff, and it's not really easy to hit those insane combo starters you think of on like, again, Sonic and all these other characters that are like super crazy. It's not really easy to hit them with these precise things that will even get them killed. So a lot of times you're working with your base moveset, and a lot of these characters just deny her. If you jump a lot, and she's in the air. Her up air will not kill you for like a really long time, and it's hard for her to get up there. She has to overextend. So it's hard for her to manage these things while overextending. And also the big thing that keeps her back is she has a pretty bad disadvantage compared to all the characters when it starts getting to these top tiers. Like, think of the other characters, they're either super polarizing or they have a really cracked disadvantage. Like, Shulk is just, like, cheating out of hit stun. Cloud has amazing air drift. Min Min is just cracked, but she has a bad disadvantage. Pikachu's quick attacking, Bayo's cheating. Wario's, like, has the best air drift, and he's also cheating. Kazuya is just gonna kill you, he's super polarizing. Joker, also just like super polarizing in certain areas, and he has better like jump excel. But like Peach is just like there. Like when I'm on the ledge, she's one of the worst best characters in the game at like getting off the ledge. Because Snake is in that tier 2, we have low jump excels from the ledge. But it doesn't really matter. Because like he has nades and I just have float, but you don't get float back from grabbing the ledge. So if they even make you use float at all to get around whatever you have to get to, you won't have float for the ledge at all. Because even re-grabbing the ledge doesn't give it back to you. Your feet have to touch the floor. And then, like, if you have to air dodge, her stats are really bad. So it's like, if you're put in that blender situation, when I talked about Falco and stuff like that, or like Mithra hitting you, Sheik hitting you, get popped up at all, and you're air dodging, her air dodge is really bad. You can drift a little bit, but she gets popped up and she kind of gets stuck. So it really gets exploited when she fights characters like Mithra, Fox. You see when I get popped up by Fox, like, I can't really move. I'm just like stuck a lot of times. It's pretty hard. Bayo, she gets exploited by Bayo in the air a lot. Min Min's hard, she can't really get in either. That's why Cloud is so hard too. Shulk edgeguards her. Game Watch is impossible to fight against. She can't really catch Sonic. Steve is honestly an uphill battle because it's Steve. And Rob is tough because he's so heavy and he kills her so easily. And my disadvantage is tough, like with the whole juggling. Like, even though you have float, jump, and everything like that, Rob's advantage is so good. He shoots lasers, then you air dodge, and then he's like gyroing, and then he's going out there, and then he's swinging like a bunch of aerials and stuff like that. And her roll is not good. Her roll, like from side to side on the ground while shielding, it's not as like long as like the good characters, so it gets checked a lot. And she doesn't low profile at all with her roll. So like with a character like Game Watch, when he's doing, bomb setups into like, rising nair and stuff like that, it's really hard to get out of the way out of these things. Like for example, like a Wario nairing and drifting in, my roll doesn't get away from that. My roll doesn't get away from ABK. ABK like usually rolls, if you low profile during your roll, you can go under the ABK, but Peach just can't do those type of things either. It's pretty difficult to do that. Just a few problems with it. Like, yeah, I have hope for her. I think we're getting better and stronger, and hopefully we'll see, like, maybe if we can get a little stronger, if we can get more consistent. But like, what she has to do consistently is really, really hard, and me and Yumeki are honestly pulling it off. But that's why me and Yumeki, I talked to the other Japanese players, we talked, and it's like, me and Yumeki, like, well, they talk about Yumeki, not even me, but it's like, Yumeki's results are really inconsistent. If you play Yumeki in friendlies, he's crazy and he's cracked. And like, even me, like if you play me in friendlies, you'll see some cracked stuff because we're not scared. We'll go for all the stuff we need to, or want to anyways, and we want to try stuff, and you'll see all it happen. We're not scared, stuff like that. But like when it happens in bracket, it's way harder to pull these things off. We're a little more scared. We use a little more reserve tactics. Like when I got that footstool on Leo and I did footstool down toss, down tilt, four toss, the thing I could have done is I actually could have went for a 4-toss ADC down toss, 4-toss, and just killed him outright. But like, I was scared. So yeah. And then yeah, like Yumeki, like, bracket, sometimes it gets a little hard, we get a little weird, and it's hard to pull off. But we're pulling it off like more and more. We're getting more and more consistent, both of us, I feel. Because sometimes you see Yumeki's results tank, my results tank, like certain, like, it's just like certain tournaments, sort of like that. But I think we're getting better. I think we're getting like way more consistent, which is why I'm like talking about like year 5 tier list. Like, we're getting there. Like, honestly, earlier Peach would have been lower. After the nerfs, before like the optimizations, Peach is definitely lower. But You know, she's just moving up in the world. That's really all. She has a pretty decent matchup against some of the top tiers, but some of them kind of shut her down. You're one of the most consistent players. Not even close. Not even close. Anyways, Fox number 7. This is one character that is just cracked out so hard in stats and speed, fast fall, pressure, just like so crazy in his blenders that like it doesn't even matter what you want to do. Fox is gonna run up on you. He's gonna dash attack. Like it means something when this is one of the characters that doesn't even care about Sonic spin dashing, doesn't care about Samus charge shotting. He just runs up and does what he wants to, and you just start getting hit, and he starts blendering you, and it's a problem. Like he doesn't even care what's happening. Like it just, it's one of the strongest characters. It's just forcing such a polarizing option. You're always on defense. There's no way to avoid him. And you're always going to be under pressure the entire game. And the only way to beat this character is to hit him harder than he's going to hit you. Which is why some of the like super hard hitting characters do really well, which you come towards like Kazuya and like, you know, like other Shotos do really well. And you see characters like the character has to be able to handle the pressure. You can see Snake hitting hard, and then yeah, Steve just shuts him down. Luigi, it can be tricky. Ness blows them up sometimes. I think like if they play precise enough, like they'll beat characters like Ness and Luigi and stuff like that. But they get really tricky and hairy just because of how hard these characters hit sometimes. I think Wario is really like tricky because like he has such good out of shield options against like Fox's stuff, and he edge guards them really well, and he also isn't that exploitable, and he's able to box with you and stuff like that. So yeah, like Fox is just so cracked. His follow-ups are insane. Up smash is insane. Like the fact he can check you with his shield and then just flash kick up smash you whenever he wants to. Lasers are good. And his recovery goes really far. He can actually go out there and hit you because his recovery goes so damn far. He can use like those lingering nairs. The Foxes are going off stage and up balls. I mean what's it called? Up B. I said up balls. What the fuck is wrong with me? I'm talking for so much. I'm getting so tired. You can up B people off stage. Like you've been seeing Light go off there and up B people. Over and over again, and using it to edgeguard people. There's footstool up Bs now too that does like 30 damage. It's ridiculous. His frame data is insane, like up till like frame 3 or 4 or something stupid. Yeah, tons of crazy pressure, and like even things like parry his nair or stuff like that. It's just so hard to do because there's like dare mix-ups. He's so fast, he falls so fast. It's just one of those characters that will always be prevalent because you can always outplay someone by just being that toxic in terms of stats. And I'm glad there's another Fox main now, like Karinabe and Pasaraman before, and like Flight, obviously, stuff like that, because the characters are just so crazy. It just takes like a precise pilot, because you gotta be a little precise to know how to get the game working. But yeah, once you know how to play Fox, like Fox is so broken. All right, Mythra, weird character for me to place. I think it's really interesting because like Mythra is so close to being like an X tier character that's just like so broken. But like the recovery is so whack, and like the Mythra's frame data is like fake safe. It's only so scam because the character has no hit lag, and it's weird that you think like a lot of people would just play this character. She's so easy, and like people would just be getting results like all the time. But it's like if you look at those results things, people play Snake and Rob and those characters, and they get easy results. And Steve, people don't do that with Mythra because like it's not that good. And I'm getting a little disturbed because her whole like benefit is that she's like supposed to be able to like fight Sonic and like those characters like that up there in Game & Watch, but then like it just gets so disturbing because I don't know if you've ever watched Mia versus Shuton, where like Game & Watch and Sonic are some of the most like super edgeguarding characters, and they just destroy them. Like super checkmate, backer 3 times, like from Game & Watch, or like Sonic is doing these springs and you just die. It's getting really difficult, and it's weird because whenever you see Mythra's results, she's piloted by like genuinely some of the like strongest players the game has to offer, like with Leo and like Spargo and like Chuton, but it's just like, why can't Leo make Mithra work? Think about that. Why can't Leo make Mithra work? And if you think if you think Leo's just bad with Mithra, or the character is not like for him or something like that, he has a very good Mithra. There's a reason he's losing, and it's not like necessarily that his Mithra isn't good. And like even Cosmos, like you would think Cosmos, like he's not as good as like, you know, Spargo and Leo, but like you would think he'd be getting some sort of like results in some sort of area, but like he's been getting blown up. You know what I mean? So it's just like there's something a little wrong with her, but she's also very broken at the same time. But like if a character was that broken, like characters like Snake and like Rob and stuff like that, you see everyone pick them up, everyone uses them, lots of good things happen, and it's very consistent. Mithra, a lot of good things can happen. It can be very inconsistent. You can die instantly. She's super fragile, and again, I don't think being that fragile is that beneficial towards a bracket like this. She's only this good because she's so cracked in the areas. She does too much damage and stuff like that. But even then, like her frame data is not even that good. Her margin of error is pretty small, and if a character has a really easy out of shield option to hit her with, her frame data not being that fast, like they just do the out of shield option really easily, and it just hits her over and over and over, and she just loses. But yeah, she's cracked. I think her damage output is insane. Like you would think the way Mithra swings and attacks, her damage output would be lower, like Sheik's and ZSS's. It's just not super high. And yeah, Pyra, the character's just honestly really ignorant. And yeah, she can swing so much and do all this nonsense. That's why she's that high. But like, yeah, no. If she could recover, or she had a kill throw, something to push her over the top, then I would like be like, okay, yeah, let's put her over the top. But like as of now, like it's not even doing all that, so that's how I feel. And then yeah, Foresight's good and all, but if you're wrong on it and you miss, her rolls are extra laggy on purpose. So it's a little harder because you can actually just watch her roll and then punish her after. So it's a little weaker than that. So yeah, that's how I feel about Mithra. A lot of characters can exploit her bad recovery too with lower angles. Like when you get to the Joker matchup, if you get grabbed once, down throw back air, you get down throw back aired like 3 times, and then you get at this low angle, you just die. Versus Kazi, you're playing for your life, you get Gates of Hell 1 time, you're dead. You've seen Riddles do it a bunch of times. Lots of things like that. Lots of things like that. Shulk can edgeguard her really easily. Yeah. Alright. Number 5. Number 5. We have Snake. One of the most broken autopilot characters in this game. This is the most popular character I ever see where it's like, oh yeah, I got a regional PR Snake who's pretty good. They have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what's going on. They just play Snake. And they just run around and throw shit and pick shit up and throw shit and roll around and spam spot dodge and mash frame -2 tilts that kill at 80 while weighing 2,000 pounds and just pulling nades that get them out of stuff at frame 1. This is the easiest character to just learn how to play the character because he's not as weird as Steve, and then just get like your little regional PR. Snake is insane. He has like crazy low profiling. You down tilt, you crawl, you're teleporting out of the game, and you put C4 there. Most players aren't good enough to like keep track of the C4. Even good players lose track of the C4 all the time. It blows you up at 80. He's got a frame 3 out of shield, like a frame 6 out of shield, like a frame 3 move down air. Like just genuinely insane stuff. Insane stuff. 2 nades. Some of the like most like maze set play like warps the game. Like his nades and stuff like that destroy Samus's gameplay. You can't even do anything. He like destroys, like Nikita's broken, beyond broken. The reactivation. His dash attack sends you at a nasty angle. You just get edge guarded off of it. He like is so good at denying other characters and what they want to do. It's just like this character is doing good against like Cloud. This character is doing good against like even like He beats like Pac-Man, some of the most like broken characters that are hard to counterplay. He's beating them. Like he's beating Corrin pretty easily. He's beating Samus, like, and it's a shutdown too. He's beating like Bayo. He's even like honestly beating like Cloud. Pac-Man's losing, Diddy's losing. Like a lot of characters just cannot fight this character. It's tough. It's really tough. He's got a down throw. You can read someone, just completely obliterate them instantly. He's one of the most snowbally characters ever. It's impossible to not take damage versus him. Like, you know how you can JV4 characters or people like that? This character is not JV4able. You will get hit by a nade. You will get tapped by a nade. You will get blown up by a nade. You will trade with a nade. I promise you, you will take some fucking percent. I don't care who the hell you are. You're gonna get hit. The nade throwing at you does like 5% itself. A nade can do 15% potentially. They don't stale. It's crazy. It's just crazy. And he can like do okay versus Sonic-ish. It's not like the best matchup ever, but it's not like the worst thing ever either. Yeah, no. Snake is genuinely like cheap. So cheap. Strong moves that don't make sense, like down smash, that are fast. It's just crazy. He can go high, drop like 10,000 things out of this sky, and then fall with it and be like, ah, catch my landing. Beep reverse, beep beep. And it's just like, okay, you're great. You're great, man. And like he can hold the nades and have the nades out and then shield around them, and then you get like he has to aim so precisely to not hit the nade, and then you just blow up and you just like die off of up air at like 70. It's so easy to slip up, so easy to die. It's the frame data is insane. He can crouch, just the hurtbox shifting is insane. There's so much frame data, so much kill power, so much utility. It's not funny. And this is one of the most like autopilot characters ever. You can just like go through your little flow state and just pull nade, throw, pull nade, cook nade, grab nade, Nikita at you, throw nade, crawl. Like it's just so crazy. So crazy. You can recover if you SD or you fall, they break your whatever, your Cypher, whatever like that. Cypher has armor. I've seen people just go through Cypher and then it helps you recover because it helps you grab the ledge as it hits them as you grab the ledge. You can just nade recover. You can C4 yourself. So broken. So broken. Kita just like beats characters. The fact that people get dash tagged at like 40, go all the way off stage at a bad angle, and then just get Nikita and lose instantly is just like disgusting. Genuinely insane character. All right, we are done with our amazing top tiers. Are you ready for the fucking Dragon Ball characters? We're gonna get to our top 4. And I think it's not really too hard to tell what the top 4 are. So number 4, you got Superman. He flies, he punches, he shoots lasers, he pile drives you, just everything. Like, Rob is incredible. I don't really think you need to hear anything more. Still the highest X factor in the game. Down air is one of the most active down airs. Like, just kills you, spikes you. He's got insta death combos that can be optimized that most Robs don't even know. People like Anathema pushing them. Thank you, Stephen. Can push you across the like entire like stage. He does good. He beats like most of the other zoners. He's beating like characters like Belmont. He beats Snake. He beats Joker. He beats Min Min. He beats Shulk. Amazing matchup spread. He fights Rob really well. I mean, he fights Sonic really well. He's fighting Steve. He loses to Game & Watch, but like he's fighting all these other characters really well. Maybe loses to like Bayo. All the losing matchups they say are so fake because he can just hit you so much harder. So much harder. Like, it's like, oh, he's losing to Young Link. Oh no. And then you just kill him. You just grab him one time, back throw, dash tag, forward air, put him off stage, and then you have your win conditions, and then you just win. Like, he just puts you in the corner. He carries you to the corner. Some of the best normals in the game. Like, the down tilt is just insane and difficult to play around. He has a laser that pierces, destroys characters like Ices and stuff like that. The ability to be able to shoot at so many different angles. And just like go up and cover like that advantage state. Like, his advantage state is you getting juggled by projectiles somehow. It's like, that doesn't even make sense. It just doesn't make sense. His up air is on his like butt, and it just like kills you. They can jump into you and land into you with his up air, and it combos into custom things like up air forward smash. He's got an amazing, one of the most broken up smashes out of shield. It just kills super early. It's so strong. Has a pop-up hit on both sides. It's just so crazy. And yeah, like just like what else do you need to hear? Like some of the most accessible, like disengaged, like runaway, auto cancel nair, broken character. Broken character. Can't be gimped, can directional air dodge like in the blast zone and still fly upwards. Yeah, no. Insane character. One of the best advantage states. And just hits too damn hard. Doesn't matter what you do, he's just gonna hit you so damn hard, you just die. You can stall things out. I've seen Rob's fly and stall out Smash Artman auto. You can't do anything. He beats Pac-Man because the laser pierces. Like, character's just too broken. Too broken. And he's one of the most lenient characters in the game when hitting like, because the thing is, you can do all the broken stuff if you want to, and you can like do all the crazy like ladder stuff and like, you know, side Bs and stuff like that, but you can also just do the basic stuff and do nothing and just like nair and like do all the basic stuff and it just works. There's a reason this character has some of the highest success rates in just like being picked as a pocket character, being picked by everyone in the world. My mom plays Rob and she's pretty good, and you know she can just do whatever she wants. She just runs around, uses 3 buttons, and she's pretty solid. So there's just so many things this character has. It's like accessible for easy mode. It helps you when you're playing bad. You can play hot with it and just like do all the crazy stuff like Anathema. Everything. Everyone can play this character. This character is for everyone. And like, just look, even Leo, like playing his little pocket Rob, he went that versus Proto and like doubled down, and you saw it work. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, no, let's just be real for a second. Have y'all seen the numbers on Rob's statistics? Like, let's be real, guys. Oh, anyways, number 3, we have Game & Watch. Game & Watch, so crazy. Invalidates like 80% of the cast. One of the strongest setup characters. Juggling that is like unbeatable. With the up air, you just can't beat it. Covers everything. Some of the strongest smash attacks in the game. Some of the stupidest risk reward in the game. You can just stand there and like shield and just like down smash. Like if you like, the character has to get grabbed, and if you spot dodge, you just down smash and people just die at like 60. You can just fling smash attacks for fun. Some of the best edge guarding in the actual game. One of the most broken ledge characters because he just has an auto ledge trap in Bacon that just completely destroys certain characters. He has throw combos into nair. He has one of the biggest burst option nairs in the game that's also safe and negative like 4, and it just combos into like 80% damage and goes straight into his advantage state. His bomb is plus unshield. His jab is -7, and he can like just jab grab you, jab spot dodge, do whatever the fuck he wants. He can shield and has the best up out of shield in the game for like just like punishing literally everything and flowing to his advantage state. You can't hit his shield. He invalidates even characters like Fox, and he destroys Rob. And Peach gets invalidated. Snake gets absorbed and can't do anything. He has to only use his normals, and that's pretty difficult for him to do. Destroys Wario. He's fighting back against Bayo. Destroys Pikachu. Like, you know how fucked up you have to be for all these things to be happening? He's honestly hitting Cloud a little too hard. He's edge guarding, like he's keeping up with Steve and like destroying him. He's like, you know what I mean? The only characters I can start thinking of where he's like fighting these characters is like, okay, he's like struggling with Shulk, maybe. And he's like edge guarding the Mithras most of the time when he plays them. It's like maybe the Mithra might be able to fight back, but like you have to play a very perfect game. He's absorbing all the projectiles like Samus and stuff like that. And Sora can't even land versus this character, even though he has a big old sword. You would think he would be able to. He's beating up Pac-Man. Diddy is like struggling. It's just not even real. Even like Korn with his sword can't really do anything against him. It's tough. Like the characters that can even do the most is like CSS and like Alu down there and stuff like that, and like Rosalina destroys Ness. Like Byleth can play. Even Sephiroth doesn't even work against like Game & Watch. It's just sad. Like genuinely, all these characters cannot fight Game & Watch. Cannot fight Game & Watch. Game & Watch has a tool for like baconing the ledge. You either get stuck there, you either get stuck in the air from up air, or you don't have enough mobility and you get stuck in shield and you're blocking fairs and you're getting true block straight into grabs. Like you're getting true grabbed, like fair grabbed, fair jabbed, whatever it is like that, and you just get destroyed. He frame traps you. He has some of the best edge guarding. He can just run off down air, you get untechable. It beats most recoveries, you get hit by it. You get back air, you get dragged down. He has one of the best recoveries, and his neutral getup is also unreactable, and you can't even ledge trap him that properly, and it's impossible to edge guard him. And he reflects also, so you can't even zone him out, and then he also absorbs, so if you use anything, you'll just die instantly at 30 if you absorb something. So yeah, good luck, have fun. And it was one of the like best first options that's also safe. Super cool. Super cool. Super normal. Super cool. That's so normal. That's just so normal to me. And then he can just laglessly throw out smash attacks. That's interesting. And an RNG move that kills you at 5% if they so choose to try and use it, that he can combo into from up B, nair, and grab. Nice. Nice. No, nice. Yeah, because Beastly definitely deserved to get down throw 9'd by Meister and lose the set when he was winning. Nice. How do you kill his Game & Watch? Just make your advantage state cleaner. That's all you have to do. That's why Mia's so consistent. I told Dabuz to play Game & Watch of the broken characters because you can play this character like he's a genuine math equation. If X equals whatever, you just do Y. Like it's just like that. 1 + 1 = 2. Up air, blah blah blah. But you just do it. You just do it like you're playing like little simple arithmetic, and it just works. It just works. That's how it works. Whatever. Anyways, moving on. Sonic number 2 also invalidates a lot of the cast. Some of the least counterplay. I think the other characters in this tier have more counterplay than Sonic. But for Sonic, there's like genuinely no counterplay anyone can give you that isn't specific to their character. I think there's more counterplay on a character like Steve, where you can be like, oh, there's things you can do this, and you can counterplay Steve in this way. But like, it just doesn't matter because Steve hits you too hard. But for Sonic, like, there's not even like an answer to like what you can even do. You have to actually just destroy the other player so badly to even get a hit. And then the character has the best disadvantage, like one of the best disadvantages in the game. He has so many options. Spin dash, he can reverse you with homing attack. He can up B out of it. Frame 2 air dodging. And the only counterplay people can tell you to do versus spin dash is there's nothing. There's nothing. It comes in the form of like Rob Laser, and like Fox dash attack because Fox is that fast, and like anything like that. One of the best ledge hangs. Pretty low 2 frame 2. Edge guarding, some of the best edge guarding in the game. You've seen Sonic's advantage states go off there. People just die instantly, and people genuinely can't even fight against this character. Even at mid level, like this character just spinning around destroys people. It's just one of the hardest things to do. Even at high level, like it's one of the hardest things to beat. The like timing is not fair to play around the invincibility thing. A huge F smash you can just throw for fun. It just destroys your 2 frame. His back air is genuinely just a sword. His forward air is a sword too. I hope people know that. I hope people know that. His forward air, I want you to look at his forward air, the hitbox. It's not connected to his face at all. You know, in fact, I'm so fucking angry that people don't know this. I'm actually gonna take this off for a second so I can go towards, this picture, right? This is the only time I'm gonna do this in this video because I'm tired of everyone being like, Sonic has no fucking disjoints. Dude, what the fuck is this? I was trying to learn how to play against Sonic, and I'm playing the Sonic matchup, right? And I'm over here, and I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna you know, like outrange Sonic, and like I'll defend myself and I'll buff, like if he's not spin dashing, I'll use my boxing tools, right? Because I'm Peach and I'm a boxer. I'm gonna back air his moves and beat him out like that. If he tries to run into up air into me, I'll use my back air, my nair, and I'll hitbox him, right? Because you can do that to Pikachu, right? So Sonic's forward air must be the same, right? Dude, what the fuck is this? If Sonic runs at me in forward airs, it beats all my moves. All my moves. This is not even on his face. What the fuck do you mean? This is the first hit of Sonic forward air. What the fuck is this? What? Like, that's just not real. That's just not real. And it's a frame 8 out of shield option. That's why it hits everyone. He has an amazing out of shield option. A lot of you have never seen that, right? The fucking laser doesn't make any fucking sense. Stupid ass character, dude. This is so stupid. This is not even connected to his face at all. It's so dumb. 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 the center of the circle should be on his face, and it should be like right here. Like, it doesn't make sense. That's just not a real fucking move, man. God. And it just kills you. And it's just like the timing mix-ups you have to play around because the spin dash has invincibility. They have so many disadvantage mix-ups, and then you have to try and approach the spin dash, and then he has one of the strongest timeouts in the game, and he's super fast, and he has a negative like something jab that he can like jab and like just jab grab you and stuff like that. So much broken shit. Up air ladders are like Mario's but like chunkier, and they do like genuinely like 60% if you get run up air on. And then the spin dash, yeah, you have to do like perfect timings around it and try and like skill shot it. And he's this tiny little ball on the ground. If you get nicked by it, you take 60, and then he just runs away the entire game until you take 60 more, and then you lose. Congratulations. Good luck, have fun. Like, what are you supposed to do? And if you don't have a projectile, a very strong projectile, to defuse the situation, you can't really do anything. And any of the fast characters that can actually pin Sonic down get edgeguarded way too hard. Cloud, Mythra, Roy, they just all die off stage. The advantage state is too strong. You just die. Like Spargo even lost to Ken, which is like so surprising to me, and he just died. And then even things like Spinash is so broken that like even if you witch time it, he can just move out of it and just like dodge or up B, and he's invincible the entire time. His up B is instant transmission, and it's invincible half the up B. Like, it's just not real to like do anything to this character. He's super small. He's constantly hurtbox shifting. Constantly has hurtboxes around him. You can't land anything precise on him. He's zooming around. You can't pin him down. You can't catch him. And then you have to aim through all the invincibility. And then he has all instant escape options. And like what? It's just not real. It's just not real. I don't know what else to say. And it's funny because I'm almost close to being like, oh yeah, Sonic is the best character in the game. Like, and better than Steve, but it's just not like that. I don't know. There's a few characters that can actually keep up with Sonic because they have like projectiles and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, Fox can check him a little bit. Corn's decent. Samus can shoot back. Sheik can actually keep up due to needles. Pac-Man can fight him back with the whole timeout situation. Honestly, Snake can do something. Pikachu can try and like lead into stuff. And Bayo can like try and keep up hit for hit. Young Link can shoot stuff. Ness, if you can catch him randomly, the yo-yo will actually just do him in. CSS can do some stuff too. But everyone else, good luck, have fun. And Rob can do something too. But everyone else is genuinely struggling. Genuinely struggling. You can't do fucking anything. And Rosalina can keep away with Luma and do things like that. And Me Gunner can shoot stuff. That's it. That's basically it. I might be missing like one character like May. I don't know if Greninja can do anything. I genuinely don't know anything about that. But that's it. Everyone else is fucking struggling. So fucking struggle. It's not even funny. But yeah, no. Sonic is insane. And I think the way he plays is also extremely toxic for like just the meta in general. The whole timeout situation thing is just pretty insane. At least Game & Watch just gets it done and beats your ass. I don't know. We just had a 51-minute set, and Mia was approaching the entire game. Mia was running at him the entire game. We just had a 51-minute grands for 2 sets. Like, that's just, I don't know. A lot. And it was not even game 10. Alright, anyways. Number 1. Not too surprising. It's Steve. Broken, modded character. Insane amounts of kill power. Modded frame data. Move around. You can just do anything. Kill instantly. You can time out with him. What do you really want me to say? He like can wall characters that he has trouble with. You just hit too hard. It doesn't even matter. To be like, you can like, he has like some of the best setups for like killing people. The stupidest risk reward. Diamond's not fair. His combos, if people start nailing consistently, you just die. You can live forever, tech your own wall. You have auto kill setups on like, you know, back throwing into the block and you just die. You can plank. You can... what else do you want me to say, guys? You can block the ledge. People just instantly die. A lot of characters can't even fight you. You're just so strong. Your back air is like the biggest thing ever. He has a frame 8 out of shield up smash that scoops, and you just die at like 80. He can do more. If they're not even doing anything, they could just do like macro nair and then nil and then forward smash you. He would just die. He has some of the strongest autopiloting too. And the fact that you can footstool dare out of shield just kills you at like 60. And I don't even think Akola played the Sonic matchup correctly. If you've seen DD or like even like some other players play it, like there's a way better way to play it. So yeah, but like the counterplay you can do, you can just like, you can try and do it, but like you have to be so much better, like so much better, because if you mess up one time, you die. Like you just die, it doesn't matter. He snowballs so hard. And I think Sonic takes a lot of like execution, because what Sonic's does, the reason why Steve is better is like a lot of Steve players can do it. Sonic's is like a bit one of a kind, just because it is pretty stringent and like hard to be that tapped in the entire long set and play it perfectly all the time. Because like Steve weighs more than Sonic and has more insurance, whereas like for the characters that blow up Sonic, when Sonic messes things up, he just dies and loses, and there's a reason for that. Whereas like Steve has more and more insurance like that. Sonic also has a lot of weird things where it's like he relies on like homing attacking a lot and pressure and stuff like that. And like if you dodge one homing attack, he can just blow up. A lot of times people just nuke Sonic sometimes. And if you blink one time while you're doing this long game thing, it's very easy for a lot of the characters to cheese you. Rob can like, you know, just catch you one time slipping and you just suddenly die playing the long game like that. That as a strat, playing the long game is just a little tougher, you know, compared to Steve just outright being able to get destroyed the entire game and just nuking you, you know? Like there's a big difference being able to like have that margin of error and just mess up all the time, get hit all the time, and just still like have so much comeback factor and just have so much like X factor. Whereas like Sonic has to get ahead and stay ahead. He can bring it back from like being behind too, but like that's his main strategy. And it gets a little weaker when you have the lead against Sonic too. Whereas like Steve is just like, he's down a stock, but then he gets his like diamond late game and you just like struggle, you know? So that's why Steve is just so much more forgiving, and you see so many more of them in the first place. And it's just one of the hardest characters to counterplay in the game. And it just like destroys certain characters between blocks, cart, the ledge trapping, everything. Just one of the most like insane characters in the game. Jab, just destroying certain characters like fast fallers, getting auto jabbed and killed off the side. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say about that character. The most like consistent thing ever. Yeah, and that's it. I think it's really important to understand like year 5, like we're in, and a lot of these characters are being played more often. I think it's pretty interesting after I made this list that like you look at like the top like 5, and they're like only one character there being Sonic is like kind of unpopular. The other four or five are like the most popular characters you've ever seen. Mythra is not even honestly that popular in terms of like high level play. Fox is not that popular, and it's funny that like Mythra, Fox, Peach, and Joker, and even Kazuya, you don't see that many of them, but they're just so broken. And even Wario there too, or Bayo. You see a lot of Bayos, but you don't see a lot of them get too high besides Lima and Bloom, and maybe like Tama is like getting some wins now. It's funny that a lot of the amazing tier rely on a couple characters for their representation, or a couple players. You know, but yeah, I'm pretty happy and satisfied with my list.